Hello, welcome to Luigi's Gaming Lounge. I'm Luigi 8 Mario, and this is episode 31. Today, we are joined by Trip Hazard, aka
Barnaby. Hello.
We are also joined by Terrors, aka
Sam. Hello.
And we are also joined by Commando Para, also known as
Yo, it's Tony. Yo, what up, little homies? Yo, stay off drugs, stay in school.
I think you've been playing a bit too much GTA San Andreas, Tony.
Indeed, mate, and I'm not ashamed about it. I've neglected the missus, and I'm spending time on GTA. So
Why
yes.
not? Why not? All fun and games. Right, so we're recording this on the 25th of November, and the 26th, as we all know, is Black Friday. We've had plenty of deals, obviously, going on through the week, and tomorrow there'll be many, many more deals. So I just wanted to basically see what you guys think will be worth looking out for people that are listening to the podcast. Like, obviously, I know there's going to be deals on games, but if there's any accessories, I know for myself, I would really like a new decent, not headset, but headphones. So that's something that I will be looking out for. Barnaby, is there anything that comes in mind that you think people should maybe, people who enjoy gaming, what they should be looking out for?
I think it depends on what kind of game you're into, because it's such a broad spectrum. You get gamers from all walks of life. So, I mean, the answers that you give are going to be applicable to one person.
You sound
not
like
necessarily...
a politician.
I couldn't possibly comment. But yeah, I would say that if you're after retro gaming, I do recommend the 8-bit DO controllers, because I use those myself.
Oh, yeah.
So you can connect them either Bluetooth or USB, primarily for PC, but I think they work with Switch as well. And that is, you can get some very authentic controllers modelled off the old Sega and Nintendo controllers.
Yes.
So I have, for example, one that's modelled on the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom.
Very nice.
That's
the
really
one
good,
that
really
you
authentic.
bought. That's the one that you bought to my house, is it not?
Yeah, it is indeed.
Yeah, that was.
I recommend that. The quality is really good. You can feel it. It's really solid. It's not
Yeah.
cheap and plasticky at all. Feels really solid. Feels really good, and it connects quite easily as well. So no trouble at all connecting using the Bluetooth. I had a quick look to see what deals were on, and there's some games that I can recommend from first-hand experience. So Outriders is available on sale both on PS4 and Xbox Series SX, and we've had a lot of hours, good hours playing that game.
Yes, a lot of fun.
Luigi, Andy, and I. So yeah, strongly recommend that. Back for Blood is also on sale as well. Strongly recommend that one. And one that I've also seen on sale, not played this particular title in this series, but the latest WarioWare is also on sale for the Switch, and I always recommend those as great sort of multiplayer games that are just like simple pick up and play fun, especially as we're getting into the season where we're more likely to see have a lot more friends and family around as well. So couch co-op games will be a bit of a priority.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I know you mentioned Nintendo there with WarioWare. I think any time Nintendo have a sale on their sort of first-party games, you need to buy because the prices of their games do not go down much at all. So yeah, definitely. If you're a Nintendo fan or have a Nintendo console, definitely keep an eye out tomorrow. Well, it'll be today by the time this is released. Sam, is there anything in particular that you're after and that you can advise people that, to keep a lookout for?
Yeah, I mean, like Barney said, obviously, yeah, it does depend what you're you're into. I tend to, with being PC, primarily PC and Nintendo gamer, I don't really look so much at the Xbox deals or PlayStation. So I would say if you have been thinking about getting a PC, I would certainly go to places like Overclockers, Cyberpower possibly, or even Curry's, because Curry's are partnered with PC Specialist, and they they actually do some really, really good deals.
Yeah, can I cut in with you there, Sam, as well? It's just I just want to say my PC that I have now. Obviously, this time last year, you was helping me out, weren't you, Sam? With what?
Yeah, looking for a build.
Yeah, and as you said, Curry's had a build from PC Specialist, which obviously had an RTX 3070 card in, and I think it was like going for like 1,300, I think. And then shortly after that, with everything that's been going on with the pandemic and so on, I think that you pretty much got just the card for nearly that price, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest with you. Your particular build you got at the time on that Black Friday deal was it was ridiculously good. Like even now, you can't build that build now for, I would say, maybe 1,600 quid, maybe more. And then I remember when we were looking at it, we actually went through several different sort of websites, and I even went to the point of cherry picking all the parts out, or the closest to try and see even if we could build it, if we were to build it ourselves, what you were paying, and we still couldn't get near the price. So it was like, and before then, I wouldn't have even dreamed of going to Courage to get a gaming PC, because I'd have just thought, pre-made, kind of like, just bog standardy, cheapy built kind of machines, but turns out, no, they're partnered with PC Specialist, and they actually do some really good builds on there for the money anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you know what you're doing, you can always, of course you can buy your own bits and put something, better together. But I think overall, if you're just looking to get into PC gaming and you're trying to keep costs down, I would certainly recommend having a look on Curry's or Overclockers or any of the big ones really. But just keep them in mind, because you might find that you'll get a better deal.
That's the thing with obviously PC gaming. When you're looking to purchase a system, obviously unlike Xbox, PlayStation, etc., you have to check all the different components, because there was some deals I remember last Black Friday where the graphics card was decent, the processor was decent, but then there was other bits that
weren't so good.
Yeah, the builder had sort of cheapied out on to keep the costs down.
Yeah, like cheap air cooling, or cheap a cheap case, or the RAM wasn't up to spec, or you wouldn't even get an SSD, let alone an NVMe. You get like just a standard, 5,000 RPM standard hard drive. Do you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, which it does make a difference. Like,
and people should definitely look into that before they make the purchase, because I think if it wasn't for you, Sam, because I almost did go to purchase one which looked all singing and all dancing, but there was certain parts that weren't really up to par with what I wanted.
Yeah, you would have just been spending money in the short term. To be honest, because it wouldn't have been up to what you were hoping it to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, when you've got things like Xbox One X and PS5 out, value against performance and value, like it's uncomparable really when you're looking into buying a PC. But PC will do a hell of a lot more than what your Xbox or PlayStation will. But it just depends on what you want.
It depends what you want from the device, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So. And then also, obviously being a Nintendo fan, I always keep an eye on things on that front. And I would say if there are any Nintendo fans out there who watch the podcast, head on over to the eShop. I'm sure you probably already have, but on the eShop, there's some really, really good deals at the minute. You can get up to I've seen some games with 75% off. So I would, go and check those out. There's still a lot of third-party games on the eShop that are actually really good. If you search on Google, just put in top 10 or top 20 third-party Nintendo eShop games into Google, it'll bring up a list of all the best ones really that have the best ratings, and then just see if there's any that you've had your eye on for a while, or you've forgotten about, that you may have seen 6 months ago or so, and thought, I'll have to pick that up at some point. Head on over to the eShop, because you might find they're on sale.
Yeah, good tip. Yeah, well, I think that most sort of online gaming what are they called? I suppose stores. You know, the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store.
Yeah, it's like
and
an e-store, isn't it?
yeah, and the worst one of them all, which hurts everybody's wallets, is when Steam have their big sales, which
is all the time.
Yeah, well, it is all the time, but I've not looked yet because I daredn't, but I've heard it's already very, very good. Some very good deals on there, but I've resisted even looking at them, because they hurt gamers' wallets very much.
That is the thing. It makes it almost too easy to buy games nowadays, doesn't it? All of these digital stores, you just click a button. And
that's why we have a huge library of games which we never end up completing or even playing. Because it's so easily accessible, and especially when you get a bit older and you're earning some more money, it's easy just to go, oh, I'll pick that game up for that's only 20 quid or that's a tenner, and you buy them, and before you know it, you got all these games, and you just realise that, oh, I'm old, I don't actually have the time to play any of these anymore. So it's kind of like it's reversed itself. When you're younger, you don't have the money, but you've got the time, so you want all the games.
You play like half a dozen games all the time. You complete them multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but when you get older, you're like, yes, I can do it. I can buy all the games, and then you realise that actually, no, I've got like actual commitments.
I've got responsibilities now.
Responsibility and jobs. So if there's any, just if you're young and you're in a position where you can, capitalise from your parents or whatever, try and get your game time in now, because you'll find that as you get older, it's reduced quite a lot.
And go to the shop and buy the multi-pack chocolates and sell them to your mates for like £1 each. Individually at school. No, don't do that.
Multi-pack, Chris.
Tony, Commando Para, are there any items that either you have been after or you can say that to look out for?
Yeah, definitely. Well, firstly, just to highlight what the point guy said, really, really good point. It's definitely some stuff that I'm going to be looking at on the store. So yeah, cheers to that. So, both really, tickling the taste buds there, so to speak. For me, I was actually looking at this. I'm glad that we've got this as a topic, because I was only actually looking last week at the Black Friday and what accessories and that, and obviously we've discussed some, so we'll get on that in a bit. But for me, I like Borderland games. Borderland 3 is they've got multiple sites, where you can buy it. I think like 2K and that, and I think you can buy it on like the Microsoft Store. It's like 75% off at the moment. It's like £12, £15 for the Black Friday deal for Borderland 3. So I think that's something that I'll probably look into purchase. And going from there, really. That's something to look out for. There's a lot of games that have got digital downloads that have got a lot of deals on at the moment, which is fantastic. Even if you want to sort of divert off, if you've got the Xbox Game Pass or something, the equivalent of that, then you can buy these other games that are not on the Game Passes, what Xbox and PlayStation have got. So, something to look out for, really. Do research on the games that you'd like, that you've not played. Whether it's Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, I still want to play that.
I still
Borderland 3 is something probably I'll be looking to purchase. In terms of it's I would like to say back in the day I was definitely a diehard fan with the Assassin's Creed, Unity and Black Flag and that. But recently, the past couple of years, again, it goes back onto a point that Sam made. Work life just gets involved, family life, and we haven't really got the time. So yes, any virgins listening, get your game time in, because when you get a missive and when you have children and work commitments, you're not going to have the time to do that. All right.
That's it. Just put a downer on it for any young listeners listening.
No, they understand.
Maybe it's just us. Maybe we're just not managing our time well enough, and
that quite possibly is the situation.
We're just
Just need to sacrifice the family.
Speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. No dinner for you, kids. I've got to play some Mario Kart.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's a joke.
I'd definitely say on the accessories, we've spoken about this in great length on the Luigi Gaming Lounge group chat on WhatsApp that we've got for the listeners. So we talk about a lot of content, stuff that are coming up, a lot of material that we're not able to share with the group, but and that's not muggy material. I mean, just because there's a lot of stuff to cover, we haven't got the time to cover it. But I'd say certainly now we're on the Black Friday, the accessory and games. I know Andy was one of them, and Luigi and Barnaby and Sam could probably talk a bit more about that when I hand over. But we've all purchased a few accessories. I myself, I was speaking to the guys at great length about with yourselves about the working away, having the convenience of gaming. So we looked at what phone was compatible, so taking out a new contract. But the accessories, Andy, he's purchased the handheld smartphone controller.
The Razer Kishi.
That's it, Razer Kishi. Great reviews. Something I was looking to invest in. However, when speaking to you guys, I got it. I got the answer that I was looking for. And where you've got multiple sort of local co-op games, such as It Takes Two, to play with the missus or friends at home, locally play. We're able to. I need to purchase another controller. So when I spoke to the guys, for the listeners who are still listening, with Andy, Barnaby, and Sam and Luigi, speaking what I wanted out of my new phone in terms of mobile gaming when I'm away, like I am at the moment, currently working in London, I purchased a new, the Forza 5 controller. And the you're gonna have to help me out here, Luigi. The mobile handheld device,
like the controller clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this cost me an additional I think it was nearly £20 in total for these products. However, bear in mind the Forza Horizon 5 controller was £64.99, so it was an additional £10 more than the sort of substandard one. But I thought, right, if I'm going out, I'm going big, I'm going large, I'm an eccentric millionaire now, so I can afford it. And you know what, guys? I've been here since Tuesday evening. I've been playing GTA on my phone. I've been mirroring my sort of Disney or Netflix or Amazon Prime programs onto the hotel TV, playing the games as well via through that. And I found it interesting. It's been great. It's been a great comfort. But also to that, something that I want to put on, when mirroring the streamed game from your phone to the hotel TV, there is about a second delay. So if you're taking a corner for GTA, for example, driving in a vehicle, if you turn left, a second later it will turn left, and then you end up hitting a cop or going off the side of a mountain. So it's quite annoying because it's not caught up with the streaming of that mirroring.
I'd see mirroring itself isn't really something for sort of playing back video, gaming, sort of. It's more, I'd say mirroring is more useful for like displaying pictures and things like that.
Yes.
Because it is a bit sort of, what's the right word for me to use? It's not really the correct use of mirroring, I'd say.
Agreed.
But yeah, playing it directly on your phone, obviously, is, it's not having to then mirror over to a TV because it's already streaming from the Wi-Fi or 4G to your phone, and then from your phone, it's been sent over to the TV.
And again, going back on the points, tried and tested. Great. I'm very grateful to have you guys. Not only in my life, but Sorry, but to be able to give me that advice, when really doing my research as well. So one, if you're looking for games, I'd certainly do your research. Look at specific sites, Multi or 2K, and buy the digital downloads of a certain game. For me, Borderland Freeze, I'm looking to purchase. And if you're a frequent traveller or you tend to stay away from home, whether you're taking the train, the bus, the public transport, or even a passenger in a car, or in a hotel, I'd certainly recommend, now that gaming's ahead, from even 10 years ago. Now we can play quality games via our phone, stream via the streaming apps that are set out, such as Xbox with the Game Pass. Certainly look to invest in a holder and a controller, or look to get the Razer Kishi handheld control device. But it all depends on personal preference. If you just want it for home, do you want an additional controller for home so you can take one away when you have gaming nights like we do as a group, or even if you want to play a local sort of co-op game. So that's what I'd look out for. And I'm really enjoying the sort of mobile streaming game, thanks to the advice from yourselves.
Yeah, nice, good. Just before we carry on, I'm just going to read out, because last episode we had an email from our number one fan,
yes,
Affy Benz.
Woo, Affy Benz.
And he has been in contact with us again this week, so thank you very much, Affy Benz, for contacting us again. So it's on from the last email. So he's put hello again, and he's put, well, like you guys, I have children, so don't tend to think about what I want. I was looking for inspiration from you guys, ... But I have asked for some peripherals, an extra controller and controller dock. I would like Battlefield, but we'll wait for the price to come down. £60 is too much for a game. And that's signed off by Affy Benz. Thank you, Affy Benz, again. I agree. I think we're waiting for Battlefield, not just due to the price, but there has been so many issues with the game that I feel if you pay the full £60, you would probably feel quite disgruntled. So I think it's a good shout to hold off on Battlefield for the time being.
Is Affy Benz on? Is he Xbox, PlayStation, or PC?
PlayStation.
PlayStation, right? Okay.
Yeah, he got a PS5, I think, 2-3 months ago, possibly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
I mean, I don't know if it's worth Affy Benz heading over to CD Keys. Don't know if you've heard of them, but sometimes you can grab digital downloads if you don't want the physical copy. They do sometimes do some pretty good deals on digital downloads there, so you might be able to get the game a bit cheaper. I mean, I know before they're released, they do very good deals on digital downloads, prior to the release of the game. And then they tend to go up the closer it gets towards the release date. And then when they're released, they still usually tend to be better than either buying a physical copy from, say, the store or downloading it straight from the PlayStation store. But with it being Black Friday as well, might be worth just heading on over and checking them out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Sam, just for the viewers and obviously for my benefit, what was that site again? Sorry,
cdkeys.com.
cdkeys.com.
Yeah, there are two sites that are very similar. One's called CJS cdkeys.com, and the other one is called cdkeys.com, and the one you want is cdkeys.com.
Yeah, I don't tend to use that other one, the CJS, because
I've used
had an
it
issue.
Twice. Yeah, I used it as well, that CJS, and I've had one item was fine, one was an issue, and believe me, I tried to resolve it, and I didn't spend a lot. It was like a code for about £7, and the amount of emails toing and froing, I just gave up in the end, because I just thought, £7. Like, I just don't need this stress. So
Yeah.
basically, I won't use you again. So yeah, don't really recommend them. Not saying that they're totally bad. I'm sure that people have had some good experiences, but
Yeah.
for me, not so good. But CD keys, I've bought loads of stuff off them. I've never had a problem. So,
Yeah, same
yeah.
here. Same here. Yeah, so obviously Alfie Benz said he's after an extra controller and controller dock. That's definitely, it's always handy to have a spare controller. We have, we currently have 5 controllers for the Xbox in this home, which is a bit overkill. But hey ho.
You can never have too many controllers.
No, that's it. And in terms of inspiration, Alfie Benz, I suppose with this being a Black Friday sort of episode, we've discussed certain items and things. So hopefully it's giving you a bit of inspiration to think about other things like headsets or anything that you should want gaming related. But again, thank you very much for the email. We hope to hear from you again soon. So,
before we go on, if Alfie Benz is looking for a headset, depending on what his budget is, I know that Astro do a very good headset. I believe
they can be a bit pricey, can't they?
They can be, but I think it's called the Astro A10, and for the money, it's without a doubt I couldn't recommend to people enough to buy that headset for the money. I think you can get it for about £40, maybe 40 to £50, and it is a very, very good headset. It's probably the best headset for the money.
Is that wired? I'm guessing. Yeah,
it is wired. Yeah, it's actually on sale now. Actually, funny enough, just had a quick look. You can get it on Very for £45, normally £60, and
it's £39.99 at Curry's.
Oh well, there you go, even better. So if you're looking for a headset, that headset is extremely good for the money.
So
the reason I know that, it's called the Astro A10. My brother actually, I recommended it to my brother about a year ago, and I went to visit, not so long ago, and I said, "Oh, you got the Astro A10 there? Can I have a look at that?" And I'm not joking. For the money, that headset is absolutely brilliant. Like, build quality is great. So comfortable, like you could wear that for hours. Can't recommend that enough. So if you want to, if you're looking for a headset, but you're not looking to spend, crazy money, then that is easily the best one to get.
Fairly.
Just one on that, just to lean on that. As I'm doing a Google search and I've been looking at reviews, brilliant reviews by the way. The Astro A10 wide headset. It's on a place, if you just look on the Google shopping, scroll down, stockmusgo.co.uk. Obviously, you might have to want to check Trustpilot, but that's $19.99 for the same model that Sam's just been talking about.
Is that second hand, possibly?
No, it's brand new. It's a price drop.
But if you have a look, like Tony said about the reviews, if you have a look on Google, you'll see it's got thousands and thousands of reviews and pretty much 5 stars across the board. I think, so I personally would recommend that if you're looking for a headset or something like that.
And
can I lean on that, Alfie Benz? If not, I'm going to look to purchase one of these now. So if you want to buy my old headset, please get in contact with me via my channel on Tony's Gaming Lounge. That's Tony's Gaming Lounge.
Shut up, you. But no, so Sam, what you've mentioned about the Astro A10s, obviously Alfie Benz, Sam who is also known as Terrors, obviously, is our resident audiophile, so I trust what he's saying because he takes his audio very serious. Isn't that right, Sam?
Yeah, a little bit.
It took 26 minutes just to get the setup right before this podcast, just to give the viewers a little bit of an understanding how time consuming it was just to get this sorted with the.
What I was actually going for there is because Sam is quite an audiophile. He spent a pretty penny, didn't you, Sam, on your sound for your PC?
Yeah, I spent a fair bit.
Yeah,
I
we'll leave
spent
it at
too
that.
much.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's what I said. If you don't want to spend stupid money, just that headset. I'm not joking. For 40 quid, if you can pick it up for 40 quid, honestly, like even you, Luigi, if you want to get a new one for G or for your son G, then seriously, mate, it's a no brainer. Like it's absolutely brilliant for the money.
Yeah.
So
The reviews
yeah.
are brilliant.
I'll have
Yeah,
to
honestly,
have a
if
look.
you're looking to get one, Tony, you won't regret it, mate.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you. You will be very pleasantly surprised how good that headset is for that much money.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take a punt and go by these reviews and what you've stated because you've never sort of steered me down the wrong track unless this is the first time. But building all that trust. But honestly, I think I might upgrade my headset because this deal they're normally retailing. It says here around 65, £70, and I think I'm going.
I'll add you to my list of commission-based sales.
Yeah,
That's one down. I've just got Affy Benz to get on board.
yeah.
Luigi's son G's going to get one. You see, so that's already 3. I'm pretty sure Barney. Well, he won't be too hard to persuade. So
I'll
that's
buy 2.
a couple of vodka and cokes, and he'll be buying 4 or 5 of them. So it'll be all good.
Brilliant. What was I going to say? So I'll finish off the Black Friday talk with the last thing, and then we're going to move on to Forza Horizon 5 briefly. So we touched on the controllers for Xbox and for cloud gaming on your phone and stuff. The Razer Kishi, which usually retail at around £90. I managed to get hold of one for with the Black Friday deals going on for £49.99, and I have been using it in the evenings and playing Forza Horizon 5. That fits in nicely with what we're going to talk about in a moment. And I can honestly say I am extremely impressed with this controller for mobile. I was a little bit reluctant because I thought, oh, it's a lot of money for a bit of plastic, However, I have to admit, when you attach your phone to it, and bear in mind, this particular controller is not Bluetooth, it is USB-C, so it's connected directly to your phone, to your device, so it eliminates as much lag, latency, whatever as possible, and it works extremely well. I was genuinely very, very impressed with just how well it performed. Even the feel of the controller, it feels, once you stick your phone in it and everything, I felt like I had a miniature Switch in my hand. If not, more comfortable, to be honest with you. But yeah, I really do recommend if you're into your cloud gaming, and you're doing it through your mobile phone, look into the Razer Kishi. Also, it doesn't have to just be used for xCloud. You have your other streaming services, obviously, the main ones being NVIDIA GeForce Now, Stadia, or Stadia, however you want to call it. Also, people who like to play emulators, legally, of course, or even play games on your phone that from the Play Store that are gamepad compatible. So yeah, it has a wide range of uses. If you think about getting it, just go and buy it. That's my advice. Anyway, moving on from that. Forza Horizon 5, guys. Right, Barney, I know you've played it.
I have indeed.
So I think me and you will discuss initially. So I know you had a session on it. Is that the only session you've had, or have you had any more?
Yeah, I'm lame. I only game for a few hours each week.
Oh man, everyday life getting in the way.
Tony's got no excuse. Sorry, not Tony. Barney's got no excuses when it comes to gaming. Although I suppose now you have got your missus. Who's probably keeping you busy. So that's fair.
That sounds a bit.
That's what the kids call it
promiscuous.
nowadays. Keeping me busy.
Yeah, I don't keep busy anymore. I just get terrorised by my children.
Oh, brilliant!
Is that where you got your handle from?
Brilliant. So, Barney, in that first session, what were the things? I know we discussed visually. You wasn't sort of wowed by visually, but you did have it running on, I think, performance mode. Yeah. Whereas I've gone the opposite way and
because you're a graphics tart.
I am a graphics tart. You're right.
In the best way possible.
And considering me and you, Barney, both own the Series S, which is a bit like the younger brother of the Series X, but still plays the same games.
It's the Xbox Lite.
Yes, for me, it runs the game very well, in my opinion. I've been really enjoying it. I've actually played it over the last few days. Like I said, on my phone through the cloud, and also I've had a session today on it, and I just love the fact that it's a racing game that just doesn't take itself too serious. As I am a fan of some racing games, but you know, I'm not somebody that will sit there and continuously play circuits on a track on a game. So having that big open world to explore, I mean, that's what I was doing today. I was exploring the big open world, and you have like barns that you can find and find. Have you done that bit yet at all, Barney?
I've done one barn find, yes.
Yeah, so there's several that you can find, and there's all sorts of things to do. But yeah, what's your initial, other than the graphical sort of side of things?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to sound like the graphics are bad. No, they're really good. It's just that they're not mind blowing. They're not like really kind of like stretching the console to its limits. But in a way, you don't want it to really, because you want it to give that nice smooth performance.
Yeah. Because
when you're racing at high speed, the last thing that you want is slow down or any other graphical obstructions. So it runs really smoothly.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that the graphics are going to blow you away. But there's nothing wrong with the graphics by any means, and they're perfectly good for what it is.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the gameplay that struck me more than anything. I've only the last time I played Forza was back in the 360 days, I think.
Yeah,
and that was much more simulation-y. You know, with the settings as default when you start up the game, it actually plays quite arcadey. Which is a pleasant surprise, because I thought it was going to be like overwhelmed with the simulation aspect of the game. And although you can tweak it, it becomes much more of a harder, more realistic, gritty simulation.
Yeah,
I actually enjoy it in the kind of sort of lighter, more arcade style of gameplay. And there's still a lot you can do with your vehicles, like tweaking the individual components of each motor to your liking. But again, that's not really up my street, so I just enjoy it for the racing.
I think that's the beauty of the Horizon series of games for Forza, is that whether you're a car racing enthusiast or you just like to play casually, you can adjust it to
it definitely looks like it caters for both sides.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's sort of the option they've gone through, because they know that the original sort of Forza, not the Horizon series, just like Forza 5, 6, etc. That goes down the same sort of route as the likes of Gran Turismo, for example. You know, it's a lot more serious. So yeah, for me, the I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised playing it, and for me to have gone back to, I think I've had it on probably about 4 days in a row. Not like for hours on end, but half hour here, an hour there. And yeah, for it to have kept me coming back to it, for me, it says
that is the proof in the pudding, isn't it? If you keep coming back to it, then it's got to be a good game.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. And
nobody keeps coming back to a game they don't like or a game that bores them.
yeah,
So that is the X factor, isn't it? If you keep playing it, then yeah, that's definitely a good sign. I do recommend it. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, so it is a lot of fun, especially again, with it being on the Game Pass and not costing. You can play it for free through well, not free, but as long as you're Game Pass subscriber. Obviously, alternatively, they do have like the I don't know if it's called the deluxe edition, etc. But yeah, I mean, you've got nothing to lose. Download it, give it a go, or even guys, if you don't want to download it and you just want to try it out, don't forget you can stream it direct to your console now. Providing you have a fairly decent internet connection, stream it to your console before downloading the file, because obviously it's over 100 gigabyte, slightly, I think. Again, Xbox doing bits, I think, with being able to do that. It's that's something to me. Like, I've used that the streaming to the console to test out a few games before downloading it, and I think it's awesome. I think every console needs to do that. Personally, when they have like, to be fair, PlayStation with PlayStation Now, they have the option, not with all their titles. There's certain titles that can only be streamed, some can be downloaded. But yeah, anyway, I'm going off track here. I'm supposed to be talking about Forza. Enough stream talk. So yeah, anyway, have you done the thing, Barney, on there where you get to spin the wheel?
I have not.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I don't know exactly how. I don't know how you get the spins, but every so often it'll say that you've got a spin. Anyway, if you press it, then you have the chance of like winning credits, winning a new car, all different items, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Shame that doesn't happen in the real world.
Would be nice, wouldn't it? Would be nice.
Spin the wheel, win a new car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say as well, it's quite nice that you get some really nice motors to start off with as well. You don't have to like start at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah,
you do actually get to race some nice cars right off the bat, which is a pleasant surprise as well.
Yeah. And it wasn't, where with some games they'll give you a selection and then you have to choose one of them. Whereas this one, that selection at the beginning, all of them are available to you immediately. I think there's like 4 different ones. Is that right, Barney? Can you remember when you begin?
Yes,
I believe it's 4.
Yeah, you get the SUV, you get 2 high performance cars. You also get, is it 3? I think you start with, or 4? I can't remember now.
3 or 4, either way.
I spent most of my I spent most of my time in the supercars.
Yeah, fair enough.
See, I want to put my sort of 5 pence, 20 pence into this, or if you're American, 20 cents. For me, I want to have my.
We're going all international now.
Don't offend our American listeners, Tony.
Okay, douchebag.
Alright, guys across the pond over in America, I do apologise for Commando Para.
Yeah, well, going on Forza, hey, I can't comment on the latest one that's been released. I've watched a few videos, it looks really cool, the open world. However, we're going to have mixed views here, and I sound like someone who's voted a certain political party and has never changed, regardless of what they're standing for, what they're looking to adjust. I sound like this when I say this. When I played Forza 4, it was too down with the kids. It was too in your face. I like the open world. The graphics was great. The features. However, it was too, yo, man, you got to do this, or dude, or, for me, no, we've got boy racers in this country.
I'm hating it already.
Yeah, so for me, it really put me off. I've not played it. However, where you guys have talked about, it's great to have these SUVs, muscle cars, high performance cars straight at the beginning. Now, for me, as being a fan of Gran Turismo, when they had the concept, Gran Turismo 1, the second, third, fourth, I loved it. Obviously, fifth, it did get a bit repetitive. They didn't think outside the box. But remember watching Gran Turismo 2. Now, for me, I like the whole process of having to start with an MX-5, a BMW Z3, working my way up to those big leagues and getting those credits to the big cars and unlocking. I don't like the idea of going, oh, I can drive a Dodge RT, Charger or GT500 Shelby. No, I want to work towards that, and it gives me a goal. I find for myself, I get a bit bored when I've got the driving super fast cars on the game, obviously available on day one. I'm going to go, but I want to be hooked where I'm like, I've got to keep working hard and getting the credits.
Tony, let me explain something to you here, because you've not played the Horizon 5.
No, I'm just talking about number 4. That's why I was turned off. So going on to Horizon 5, I've not given it given it a chance yet. And after your comments and what I've seen online, I think they've thought outside the box, and I think I'm going to give it another go. I'm certain I'll give it another go, and it'll probably sort of change my mind on what I thought from Forza 4 to the latest one now, and just to go, it's down corrected, but my previous experience from the previous one just wasn't that great. It wasn't for me.
But I think with especially with Forza Horizon 5 anyway, I think the whole point is the fun factor, in the sense that you'll have a lot of cars. You'll be able to unlock a load of cars, and you'll be able to find them in barns like around the map, and it's just having that choice, and having that so having that choice of like what motor you want to use, and because there's so many motors in the game, because there's so many motors in the game, and it's an open world game, it gives you the opportunity to try different vehicles on different races, different terrain. So to me, it just opens up that opportunity just to be like, you can try all of this out, rather than slugging away, and then by the time you've unlocked everything on some other games, you're not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with adult life now, as we've discussed. But no, I think that's how they can keep it. That's how they can keep it fresh, in the sense that because there are so many cars that you can have, it doesn't. What I'm trying to say, it doesn't get boring quickly, because I think that's what probably people will be afraid of, is that you'd get bored quickly because you've got a selection of cars. But it doesn't matter, because there's that many that you're going to constantly get new vehicles throughout the whole game.
So these cars that you said that you found in the barn, is that correct?
Yeah. So basically, the barn finds
that's unrealistic. You're stealing the vehicle, because that's you haven't got the logbook, you haven't got the V5.
But hey, this is Mexico we're talking about. The laws there are probably
they don't have any laws in Mexico.
But no, the barn finds, you find a vehicle, but the vehicle's run down. It all needs repairing and whatnot.
That's cool.
So it's pretty sweet.
So just to sort of entertain my taste buds a bit, and for the listeners, what cars have you found? And going to the listeners who are listening, email into my channel, Tony Luigi. Email into Luigi Gaming Lounge, and let us know what cars you've found in the barns and areas that you'd recommend. But going back on that point, Luigi, Barney, what have you both found? What vehicles have you found in terms of models? What sort of cars are we talking about?
In all honesty, the ones that I've found I can't remember the names, but only simply because they're the type of vehicles that myself personally I'm not overly interested in. However,
Nestle Micro.
actually, it wasn't a barn find, but I did win a Renault Megane, but I gave it away. But anyway, yeah.
How come you're not giving me any cars, Luigi?
Oh, so I could have. Oh no, you can't. Can you gift your friends a vehicle?
I was only teasing.
But today I did get a 2011 Lamborghini, which has like, I think it's like 998 on the like car score meter, and it's like,
that is pimp.
Yeah, it's an absolute beast. I reached 225 mile an hour in it.
Wow.
Which was very nice.
Well, you've lost your license.
Hey, it's Mexico.
Mexico, yeah, they don't have any laws there. Yeah, I haven't really won that many cars, but I did have a quick look on the marketplace, and it's quite nice to see there's a good selection on there, and also nice to see that they've included the classic DeLorean as well. So, get those Back to the Future vibes.
Yes.
That actually, before I forget, that's one thing I was a little bit upset about. Is in Forza Horizon 4, they did have the car brand Lancia and the Lancia Delta, which is an old rally car. They don't.
It takes you back to Sega Rally days. That does.
They won a couple of times. They did. Brilliant.
Yeah, do you know what? If I could afford to get one of those vehicles, I would. But
well, you'd be lucky to try and get hands on one, mate, because they're near non-existent.
No, they do have them. I've seen, but they go for like 60, 70 grand.
They're ridiculously expensive, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, was saying. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed to see that they haven't got that vehicle available in Forza Horizon 5, which is a shame. But yeah, I think guys, we'll wrap up there. We've been recording for 52 minutes. So people listening, if you want to contact us here at Luigi's Gaming Lounge. Ask us. Shut up, Tony. Asking any questions or just popping by to say hello. As Afi Ben's messages in, which we appreciate, you can do so at luigisgaminglounge@gmail.com. That's luigisgaminglounge@gmail.com. And that's been episode 31, discussing Black Friday and Forza Horizon 5. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you guys for being on here with me this evening. And
thank you.
Yeah.
No worries.
Until the next one. See you later,
Take
guys.
care, everyone.
Bye.
See you later. See ya.